Oscar Piastri takes Bahrain GP pole as Norris and Verstappen fall short. F1 a Euro, as it happened. Piastri secures Bahrain GP pole as McLaren dominance continues in qualifying. Verstappen struggles Manama, Bahrain. Oscar Piastri put McLaren on pole position for the Bahrain Grand Prix on Saturday, April 12, 2025. Leading a qualifying session that saw teammate Lando Norris initially struggling but ultimately finishing sixth, while championship rival Max Verstappen faced difficulties, qualifying seventh. The session commenced with the first phase, Q1, where early lap saw Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso set the initial benchmark. However, it was the McLaren duo of Norris and Piastri who quickly demonstrated strong pace, topping the timings. Reigning champion Max Verstappen encountered early issues, notably locking up his brakes on a corner and failing to set a valid time on his first attempt. Q1 concluded with Alex Albon, Liam Lawson, Gabriel Bortolito, Lance Stroll, and Ollie Bearman eliminated, marking a tough session for several teams including Williams, RB, Sauber, Aston Martin, and Haas, each losing a driver. Yuki Tsunoda narrowly scraped through for Red Bull despite early struggles. Q2 saw the McLaren pace continue with Piastri ahead of Norris. The session was interrupted by a significant incident when Esteban Ocon crashed heavily into the barriers after losing control out of a corner, bringing out the red flag. Ocon was reported to be okay, but the crash necessitated a delay for recovery and safety checks. Race Control noted an investigation into the two Mercedes cars, driven by George Russell and Andrea Kimi Antonelli, for leaving the garage too soon while the medical car was still on track. Despite the interruption, Q2 resumed, and the session concluded with Jack Doohan, Isaac Hadjar, Nico Hülkenberg, Fernando Alonso, and the crashed Esteban Ocon failing to advance to the final stage. Both Red Bulls, Verstappen and Tsunoda, managed to make it into Q3, albeit not without issues. The final phase, Q3, saw the fight for pole position intensify. Max Verstappen reported ongoing brake problems, stating his brakes are just terrible. Oscar Piastri initially took provisional pole, followed by George Russell and Lando Norris. As the final laps unfolded, Piastri delivered to secure his first pole position for the Bahrain Grand Prix, exclaiming "Yeah baby." Over team radio. George Russell qualified second for Mercedes with Charles Leclerc third for Ferrari. Mercedes rookie Andrea Kimi Antonelli impressed by qualifying fourth, ahead of Pierre Gasly in fifth for Alpine. A disappointing final lap saw Lando Norris drop to sixth. Max Verstappen, struggling with his car, qualified seventh, followed by Carlos Sainz in eighth, Lewis Hamilton in ninth, and Yuki Tsunoda completing the top 10. A retrospective time deletion for Nico Hülkenberg in Q1 was also noted as potentially benefiting Alex Albon, although the impact on final standings wasn't immediately clear at the close of the blog. Following qualifying, Piastri expressed his comfort with the car and satisfaction with pole, while Russell acknowledged McLaren's pace but was pleased with the front-row start. Leclerc admitted he didn't expect P3 but felt the team's upgrades had helped. Lando Norris' qualifying was noted to have been potentially hampered by wheel spin at turn 1 on his final lap. The focus now shifts to Sunday's race, where McLaren will start from the front hoping to convert pole into victory in Bahrain for the first time.